Good morning, everybody. I am excited to be here. I am in Fort Collins, Colorado. I'm going to pick up the phone here because the picture quality is a little better than the computer. But, anyways, good morning, Virginia. How are you?
Oh, well, I'm good. I've had a really good, interesting day yesterday. So yes,
Wonderful, wonderful. So, is it? Well, I know it's not early for you guys. It's 9:30
it's
there.
9:30 here.
I'm not used to this doing it at 7:30 in the morning.
Welcome to the real world, Jeremy. You're in Colorado, and I'm in Kentucky. There you go.
Well, it's nice and cool out here today too.
It's cool here today. It's raining this morning, so I'm excited about that. But
Well,
it's
yeah,
been
'cause
a really different. Yesterday was a very interesting day because I had one of my real dear friends who I taught in the sixth grade. She's a doctor, and she got engaged, and she took me for dinner to tell me. And it was other things because we hadn't been really together. Because when she calls me, I know something's up. And she said, "You knew something was up." I said, "Yes, I did." And yeah, it was really nice. But I mean, she is happy, and that's what's important is that she's happy, and you can see it all over her. Because I've watched her for many many years with her divorce and everything. So yeah, I'm excited for her.
well, well, if I
And
ever
then,
get
then
engaged,
my
it'll probably go
son
for the
called
same thing.
me. My son texted me last night and said, "Mom, I just want to get check in with you, and I'll be calling you soon." I thought, no, okay.
Well, that's
Um,
sweet.
that is, I couldn't. It was very exciting. I didn't know that he was going to call me because he usually doesn't. So I got excited about that. So yes.
Well, if I get engaged, I'll fly up and take you out to Cattleman's.
Okay, that's exactly. Take me to Cattleman's. That's exactly what she did. She took it, and I mean, we closed the restaurant down because we went in late because she was working, and we left. I think about 9 o'clock, and everybody was waiting for us because we were the only few of us there. So yeah, but she had to tell me, and her ring is beautiful. I'm so proud of her. I'm so glad for her. But she's been with me for a long, long time too. So yeah.
Yeah, so one of the things I wanted to chat about this morning is like making decisions. Like, really, people have a lot of trouble making decisions. And so, one of the examples of that is that, I flew out here, me and my two, I guess, business partners, friends of mine. We met in 2019 on my cruise. And just become friends through COVID. Part of it was just, through COVID, we didn't really have anything else to do.
Mhm.
We would chat with each other online. We hit it off though when we first met each other, and so we've been putting some things together. And one of them was called the Abundant Soul Business Conference, and we were originally calling it the Metaphysical Business Conference, but we've kind of changed that name just to the Abundant Soul Business Conference. And what that was about is really whatever you want to do in your business to grow it, or if you haven't started a business or whatever, where you want to be independent. It was about you doing that and starting to scale that. And the idea is to bring in local talent, not just fly people in from other states that maybe know what they're talking about, but to have nothing to do with the local area.
Mhm.
And kind of help them build that local network and stuff like that. But anyways, there was an opportunity that came up, and as a result of that, a few of them actually that came up for me, where I was invited to quite a few things, and I had to make a decision about what was right for me at that time. And sometimes opportunities are amazing. And normally I would say yes, but you have to think about what else is going on. Like for me, I'm here with my friends at the end, the last part of the week. The one opportunity was to go to another conference, and it was in a subject I really thought was really fascinating. Um, and then that would lead me into other, networking opportunities to meet other people and all that kind of stuff. And I'm all about that because that's usually who I am. But it was more important to me to be here with my friends. And sometimes you have to make that decision because Jenny knows that I work a lot, and so I needed to take some time just for myself and do something that is fun for me. And so I've still been working, it's but not in the sense where I couldn't just lay around. I've been kind of laying in my pajamas in bed working with my laptop, and spending time with my friends. So I think that's an important thing to talk about. And then if something doesn't, I don't know, a friend of mine, well, an ex-friend of mine, I guess, that I'm no longer speaking with, but taught me something where she said, if you were paddling in a canoe up against a current of a river, then you probably should turn around. Meaning, if it's that difficult, then it's probably not right for you. And that was Sherry, and it was pretty wise to say, to be honest with you. And there was another opportunity, and that's what it felt like. I started to feel like, here I am paddling, I got up against the river, and I'm trying to make something push it to work that is not working.
Mhm.
And just because it's a great opportunity, it's still a great opportunity. It just means it's not your opportunity right now, and that's okay. And that's okay
And
because
also, you've got to make your decisions. Like my nephew called me early this morning, and they found a house that's $80,000, and in Frankfort, Kentucky, and I said, "Stop right there." I said that's a you need to look at that. And he's excited because they want a house, and I said. So we had to do a real estate, not real estate, but being realistic about it. So I started going, do you have the time to do this? Do you have, and I started asking all these questions. And he said, no, I don't have. I said, then why would you buy a house that that's $80,000, but you're going to have to fix it up when you don't even have them time to even see your children and really be a part of your family? You're going to move that over to try to do another house? And he went, well, I never thought of it that way. See, it's realistic. You got to be realistic about it. How is that
yeah.
going to affect you?
Well,
So
and that's the thing is like we think, oh, I want to do this, I want to do this, buy a house. I don't want to miss out on this opportunity. But you have
yes,
no idea what's coming up in the
yeah,
future, and you have to understand that if you push something, yeah, it might still be a great opportunity, but it might not be the most optimal opportunity.
yes, and it's divine timing. You want the timing to be correct for the whole thing to work in your jail. Well, and that's what I was telling Logan. I just said, Logan,
Sorry.
he never thought. This is where I see a lot of people, they see the manifestation, but they don't realize that underneath that is a foundational understanding. If that foundation is not of the strength that it needs to be, it won't work anyway.
Right. Right.
It is energy. A lot of this is about energy and about maturity, you know?
Well, a lot of it's about maturity too. It's like you jump at opportunities that or sometimes you don't take opportunities. Like one of my big things was I sat on decisions way too long.
Yes.
And by the way, Colette, if you're watching, I hope Kentucky is doing well for you. And she bought real estate, and I can't remember the town, the city, and
You
the little
said over
area.
there by Knoxville, didn't you? It was close to Knoxville.
Well, Knoxville's the closest airport.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know. I know she's in the Kentucky side, but
Well,
um,
I would love to meet her. I would love to see her land and see her. So if
yeah,
she ever calls in, let me know.
I'm sure she will because she's a great lady. Dr. Navarro, I call her, and she just kind of rolls her eyes at me because we have a joke about somebody that's a doctor but not a doctor and calls himself a doctor.
Yeah.
Uh, um, so, but anyways, yeah, that's kind of what I want to chat about. Because I mean, I know you and I both have clients that sit on decisions and they get so paralyzed by fear. Am I going to make the wrong decision? And sometimes you have to make a decision and you make a mistake. You know,
And that
uh,
mistake is not a mistake. It's an opportunity to find out where you went not correct in some of your thinking. I mean, it's not a bad thing.
yeah, yeah. By the way, it's been 1 year since you were on the Jeff Mara podcast.
God, I know. Gosh, it's been a year, and it's been a wild year.
Yeah, it certainly has. I mean,
Yeah. Well, Jennifer and I were talking because I was going to go over to her aunt's place, and I said, "Well, I got to do it between this, and I've got this going on." She said, "You're a busy, lazy lady for being a retired woman." I said, me too.
Well, I mean, that's what we get for. So, funny story, everybody. This all started because we both said we were bored. So, about a week or two ago, I said, "Yeah, just want to let you know I was in meditation." I said I was bored, and she was like, "You better not have."
That's a true. I thought I can't do, but I tell you, the other night I had the best podcast. I had another podcast, and this girl was Lauren White, and she was just delightful. She's the one that's paying me the money to be on that podcast. We've never been paid to do a podcast, and
No.
she was so just very nice. She's a Canadian, and just as nice as she could be. So when it comes out, I'll put it on our website because it was a good interview. And I haven't done an interview for a while. And it was so nice to have someone that really listened. You know, she
Yeah.
just wasn't throwing out questions to get her information. She was excited. She had seen a lot of my podcast, and she said,
Okay.
and she would ask me questions. And she said, well, when you said this, and I thought, thank God somebody is asking me the right questions. You know, she was really delightful. And I sent her a note back thanking her. So, yes. And they're still out there. I mean, well, that Jeff Marr, it went up to another one. It's now 975,000 people.
Wow.
I know, and I'm not doing anything. I mean, they're just showing up, but no emails. I'm not getting any emails
Well,
because I
that
guess
could be
it's
good.
been a year.
Well, it's been a year though, and things die down. But I laughed because we had so many emails before,
Ah,
and well,
we were
you'll never give out your email address again.
never, but it doesn't matter. It's out there already. So people and my phone number because I put it on my phone number when I was doing some videos with you when we were doing your radio show.
Oh yeah, that's a good
Yeah,
point.
that's
We were
all on there.
because we were trying to figure out how did they get your phone number. Well, they went started listening
They went
to
to your stuff.
yeah. That's funny.
Hmm. Well, we were doing that in 2009, 2008. I mean, we weren't getting that many hits on that until after we did the Jeff Marr.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens. You set up the work, and then it just happens. It just
Well,
clicks.
and I certainly wasn't asking for it, neither were you. We weren't asking like that. We weren't wanting to be celebrities or anything. We just wanted to get some really good clientele and really do some good work. Never expected this ever.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, that's life, right?
Well, it's life, but I mean, it. I got that's why I had eczema. It's getting better. It's been almost a year with that, but I've been really. I don't know what to say about it. Sometimes I just sit back and go, I can't believe this really happened to us because it happened so fast, Jeremy. And you know that within 3 weeks we had the web. You did the website. You got it all together within less than 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And then we had to revise it till we could get it. And that's just like what we're talking about, making decisions. We didn't have time to decide anything. We just had to react to what we needed to do.
Well, and what happened, guys, is that we were trying to figure out a way for all these people were coming in, and we were trying to decide, well, how are we going to handle them? And there was no way that all these people wanted sessions with Virginia. There was no way she was going to be able to handle all of them. I mean,
Mm-mm.
not with the level of what people were coming in. I mean, we had, I don't know, within a few months, we had almost 10,000 emails of people wanting sessions. And some of them were just
Right.
people wanting to talk and all that other kind of stuff and tell their story. And I get this too, because I was on Jeff Mara and I get an email every once in a while, people saying, I'd really like to chat with you and
Hmm.
stuff like that about my experience. I just got one recently. Somebody read my book, and not to this level though, but and so we were trying to figure out how to manage that. So I said, well, let's do these groups. And so we decided we did one group, and then we decided to make that in every every the third week of every month, every Saturday, or third
Right.
Saturday of every month. And then we decided to do these soulful groups because I said, a lot of coaches do small groups with people, and we put those out. And we didn't have a website at first, but what was happening is that we sent out all these links for how to register through Zoom, and then pay what you value, or pay at PayPal. And it was confusing people because it was like this long list of like 8 events that we had over a couple months to kind of give plenty of options for people. And it was really confusing people. And because you guys know as well as I do, and we're just as guilty as everybody else. As you see a long email like that, you're excited, but you tune out, you miss details. I mean, let's just be real. We're humans. This happens. So then we put. I finally one night was sitting there in bed. It was about 11 o'clock at night, and I've been talking about the website, and I just went up and I built the shell of it and put it all together. And it was really just a shell. It was just a
Hmm.
way to get things in one place and really just send that link, because I wanted to give her something that when somebody emailed her, she could just say, "Go to my website, go to my
Yes.
website, go to
Oh
my
my,
website." And so,
it was
because
overwhelming.
she was having to cut and paste, all that stuff, and
Mhm.
that was overwhelming and stuff like that. And then they would see my name, and then they would freak out,
Oh
and they
yeah.
would be like, "I want to talk to her," and all that kind of stuff. And so they would. It was. We tried to even have it where I would try to offer to do sessions with them because I've worked with her for so long, and people were there were some people biting and some people weren't, but it wasn't enough to help with the level of amount of people that came in. So anyways, long story short, well, I did that, and I woke up, I was at like 11 o'clock at night. I got out of bed and I was up until like 3 or 4 in the morning to get that website done. And it's just a landing page, so it wasn't super super intense, but it was like, you have to sit there and you have to play with it and fix it and tweak it and see what works and doesn't work. Um, and so there was a lot of things. There's people that there's on one side of the website it says, you go down to the bottom, if somebody wants to book a session, it says sessions, a big image that has my picture and her picture on it. It says sessions. One side has my name, one side has her name. And then there's a button that says book a session with Virginia on one side and book a session with Jeremy on the other side. And people still email her and say, "I want a session with you. I don't want one with Jeremy." And we're like, "But it says book a session with Virginia very plainly." And so,
But
or
they see
with
your name on it.
they see my name and they freak out. So it's
Yeah,
just one
they
of
do.
those
I
things
mean,
where,
look at what we go through. Look at what we go through. Like when they don't follow the rule, follow what's going through, like with the PayPal. Somebody sent me through PayPal that I don't even have an account and sent me an email. And
yeah, and that's one of the things is like if you and so these are things that you go through, and I just want everybody to understand it's just a part of working with people. I mean, and
yes,
I've worked with people for 25 years. And I mean, well, I've worked with them longer than that, but you can sit there and roll your eyes and get frustrated and all that kind of stuff. And it's just at the end of the day, it is what it is. And we've done the same thing. I mean, I laugh because um, I'll just see little things here and there, and I'll miss them. You know, um, and I was just as guilty of doing that before this conference. Jason put the whole conference together, and I didn't even read the schedule until like I was on the plane flying out there. Um, and then with any event, if you've been an event planner, you can change move around the schedule at the last minute. It's
yeah.
just because it doesn't make sense or it doesn't fit. Or well, he had moved me to be in the closing keynote, and it was fine because of my subject. My subject was about bringing community together. And it was so funny because the end of it, I was like, literally what you would do years ago. I was like, it's just time. It's time to get up off your butt. But it's,
Because you've seen a lot of my presentations, and that's exactly what I say. And I started laughing. I said, "You're starting to sound like me."
well, it just went, it flowed because I did this whole exercise where first I got them up and standing up and I said, there's 60 people in the room. And I said, you have to go to somebody on the other side of the room. You cannot be with somebody right next to you. And I
Yeah.
said, you have 20 seconds to go find somebody in this room, and you have to tell them two things about yourself. One, what's something that nobody else knows, that's something interesting. And two, what makes your business stand out from everybody else's. Well, most of them couldn't even get across the room fast enough with 60 people trying to move around. And then, and then I shortened it down to 10 seconds. And of course, they can't even really hear us. That's the other thing because it's so loud in the room. So then I went through this whole exercise where I was telling them about how to build community, and because you need to build it from your heart, get call in the right and perfect people, and all that other kind of stuff. And so then at the very end, we had another 10 minutes, and I gave them an opportunity. I said, "Now what I want you to do is I want you to get in your heart, and I want you to go to the person you feel." And that was I said, "There's no rules, there's no anything. You talk about what you want to talk about, and you go." And it was a different feeling. So they got to know a person. But I said the point of this is that you're trying to rush and push things,
Hmm.
and when you rush and push things, it's not in the heart.
Right. That's good.
So
That's a good one.
yeah. So we're doing that same conference in St. Petersburg, which I'm excited about.
Good.
So
What's the name of it again?
the Abundant Soul Business Conference.
There you go.
Yeah.
They all need to look at that. If you're in Florida, you go find that place or where they're going to be doing it, because that's an excellent starting with people, especially with with their businesses starting out, especially if it's also in the metaphysics end of it. Because I did not have anything. I had business from business with my husband and I. We had 5 businesses, plus we had our own other job, plus I had a farm, you know. But what I did is everything was going through my heart because of what I'd had with my near death experience. It was more important that I spoke the truth of what I experienced. And then I learned all about I became a Reiki master. And then I realized there was even more intensity out in the universe, that you could get even bigger in this. And that's what happened. My business grew because I was the only one around that was doing it like
Yeah.
that. So my business grew, and a lot of people's didn't, because they were still trying to play the rules in their mind and fix it in their mind. I did it all through my heart because I really had an amazing experience with that near death experience, because it changed my life in 3 days.
Yeah, I think it's so much fun to process where we've been at and
Right.
where we're going. And I think that there's a lot of successful business owners, and then but they also don't understand balance of who they are either, and balance in
Mm.
their own life and work life balance. And so there's a lot that goes along with that as well. So um, anyways, I'm excited about where this is going to take us. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch it unfold. So
Hmm.
um,
Exactly.
and but yeah, so I mean that's what's going on. I don't know what I think. I don't know what we're doing here today in Colorado, but I'm flying out tomorrow, and then I'm in the Orlando Spiritualist Church on Sunday, and I'll be doing their sermon or service and workshop afterwards. And so if anybody's in the Orlando area, you can come and hang out with me for a bit.
Hmm.
So, but what else is going on? We got a few more minutes here.
Well, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to be being still. I'm working in my house and cleaning it, and doing everyday things that I normally do. I got a whole bunch of, you'll enjoy this. Most people don't. I froze apples all day yesterday because I bought a big thing of apples so I can have them all winter. So I did that, and I've done some canning, a little bit here and there. So I've done things for me, but I've enjoyed doing it very much so. So yes.
Right.
Yeah, and it's raining now, so you get to see how it'll blossom up. And my tomatoes are still growing, even it took them forever to come in. I've got tomatoes still growing on the vine, so I'll go out and get those. I enjoy that. I enjoy going out in my yard and just being me. And then yesterday being with Leanne, I loved her. I love her. And just we don't talk to each other much. She's got three girls, so but it's just enjoyable to have that moment with her, and we talked a lot about when she was in the sixth grade. I mean, I've been with her since her sixth grade. And we did some wonderful things together when she went into college and stuff like that. So we were reminiscing about the goodness that we had as being friends. I was her teacher. Now she's a teacher. She's a doctor. She's in a college uh, position, and so she teaches. And I've gone into her classroom a lot, and I talk about the near death experiences and stuff like that. So yeah, it's always been good with her and I. So
Very
that's
cool. Well,
yeah.
she has three girls. I have three boys named Jesse, Justin, and Damien. I'm just kidding.
And I have two boys named Brian and Jason. So yeah. And then I have Logan, which is my nephew, and I absolutely adore him. And he's 26, 27 years old, but he's really learning a lot of things. He said, only my aunt can teach me these kind of things. I started laughing because his mother said, I don't know anything about it, but go to Aunt Jenny. She seems to know more about any of this. So he's been really working with me. So, yes.
That's funny. That's funny. Well,
Yeah.
it's not active, not super active in the comments today, but Ghost Rider always watches later on
Yeah.
during the day. So
So nobody's on? There's nobody there?
there was a few people who watched, but they watch
Well,
later on. So
hello.
let's say hello to Ghost Rider because she always watches
Ghost
later on.
Rider. Ghost Rider comes up on some of my videos too. So I
Yeah,
really
yeah. So
appreciate her.
just to say hi to her because I know she watches later on.
Yes.
And so, um, anyways, um, I guess we've got a couple things coming up. I'm just gonna look at the calendar here real quick.
Well, we have a webinar coming in next
On the
Saturday.
21st,
Yes.
at 2 p.m. And just so you know, most of you know, but that's pay what you value it at. In other words, you can just come and sign up for it. So I will we'll just talk more about that. I'm sure next week as
Yeah,
well.
and I
So
talked, Laura White, the one that interviewed me. I told her, I said, if you, she said, I would love just to understand what's really going on with you. I said, well, and I invited her to the webinar. I said, I said, all you have to tell us that you want to come in. And I said, you can come in and just view it freely, just to come in and see what we do.
yeah, and that's not about money here, guys. We just want to be helping people and stuff like that. So
Right.
there's
And this
it's
goes on monthly. I mean, it's not
monthly.
like the webinar. Some people are paying $5 or $6, which we were shocked. But yeah, usually most people are saying $25. But I mean, we want people to show up and not make it about money, make it an opportunity for them to find out more information. And we're in there every month, the third Saturday at 2 Eastern Standard Time. So,
Yeah,
I mean, it's always there. You can do it
yeah,
monthly, and I mean it's costing a lot less. So
yeah.
and we try to tell people this all the time, but they have to have it the way they feel. So
Well, people come and go too. That's just how it happens.
yes,
So, um, but anyhow, well, we're in our last minute here, and so I just wanted to say thank you everybody for tuning in, and
yes,
it's been always a pleasure to do these every week, and so sometimes we throw up a repeat just because of our schedules or whatever's going on, but I usually try to pick a good one. So,
yeah, you do.
so well, I guess that's our last. Go to mydivineinheritance.org and you'll check out more about us. That's where a lot of our videos are at,
Hmm.
and you can see more about Virginia and Jeremy. So,
Hmm.
I guess any last words before we
Nope.
go?
Have a great weekend, folks.
All right, much love, everybody. Bye bye.
Bye.